Hello, Movie Kid here, and discussing sequels. Yeah. All right. Now I have seen a bunch of sequels. Sometimes I usually used to be 100%. I used to think that a sequel was better than original. Always. That was my original thought process that every sequel was better than the original. Now I don't think that because there are some sequels that aren't better than the original, and I am going to discuss those instances, every instance today on Movie Kids YouTube channel. Okay, first I'm going to talk about sequels that are better than the first one. Hoodwink 2, love that sequel, much better than the first one. The first one is good. The second one is a whole nother level. It's a great sequel. It's a great movie. Yeah, it used to be on Netflix. It probably still is. So check that out. I'm not gonna go into plot specifics or anything. I'm mostly just gonna go over the generic. But starting to kick in my hand the view, whatever. Let's go over kind of the basics. That the plot is good. The jokes are good. It's just really an enjoyable sequel. Also, Ride Along 2, which is another amazing sequel with Kevin Hart and what's his name, Ice Cube. It's an hilarious sequel, much better than the first one in my opinion. Also, a Kung Fu Panda 2. Kung Fu Panda 1 was good, 3 was mediocre, 2 is just so much better than the first one. I love the scene at the end where he controls the cannonballs, shows the spoilers, whatever. If you're here and you haven't seen Kung Fu Panda yet, then why are you watching my stuff? I probably should mention what stuff is going to be reviewed, but whatever. I'm winging this here, and also I don't think many people care about Kung Fu Panda 2 spoilers. How to Train Your Dragon 2. Much better than the first one. Now, next I'm going to go into some that I assume are better than the first one that I've never seen. From what I've heard, watch videos that Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan is much better than the first one. And also I'm going to go ones that I have not personally experienced, but I've supposedly, the sequels are better. Like, a lot of people think Empire Strikes Back is better than New Hope. A lot of people think X-Men 2 is better than X-Men 1. A lot of people think Spider-Man 2 is better than Spider-Man 1. I thought Spider-Man 2 was kind of meh. You know what? It's like all the Spider-Man sequels are meh. Spider-Man 2, meh. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was, I thought it was okay, but most people think it was terrible. And I just wasn't the biggest fan of Spider-Man Far From Home. I thought the love triangle was unnecessary. But yeah, it does seem there are a lot of sequels that these aren't as good as the first. Oh, one more example. X-Men Days of Future Past, which is like a sequel to the what's it called, X-Men First Class. Still, they're all technically sequels, and they're all. Oh, Superman 2 is supposed to be better than Superman 1. Oh yeah, SpongeBob Sponge Out of Water is so much better than SpongeBob the SpongeBob movie. But I believe that's it. If I think of any more, I'll throw those in when I can come up with them. And bad sequels. Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Didn't like that one. As nearly as much as the first one, or actually quite a bit at all. Kind of mediocre. Deadpool 2. Not as good as Deadpool 1, but not the same level of bad that the Kingsman Golden Circle has. I like the Muppets Most Wanted better than the first Muppets, the 2011 one. But I'm also drawing a blank on other sequels that I can't think of right now that are supposed to be worse. I mean, Terminator 2 is better than Terminator 1. John Wick franchise. Those are just getting worse. John Wick 1 is amazing. John Wick 2 is okay or good, and John Wick 3 just is mad. It's a 2-hour action scene. But yeah, then I've heard the Matrix sequels are not as good as the first one. So, and Speed 2 probably isn't as good as Speed 1 without Keanu Reeves to anchor the movie. Yeah, all the Transformers sequels are not supposed to be as good as the first. Same for the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Look at the Rotten Tomato score. Yeah, but I don't have a problem with any of those movies at all. But I will say that I do know the reason why certain sequels are like better than the first. There's a very particular reason for it. The reason, which is probably pretty simple, I probably didn't need to make this video, it's probably obvious, but I thought it was a little bit more of an actual video with some real like depth stuff. Usually I make a video 1 or 2 minutes where it's like no depth or anything. Like all my videos are going to be on the short end. I'm not making 30 minute videos. They're going to be shorter, but I thought this. I was considering adding this to the end of the other one, but I was like, this video could probably warrant its own video because it'd be long enough to get its own thing, make it worth making a video about it. It all depends on the first movie, how much I like the first one. If I love the first one, then the sequels are not going to be as good. Because that is kind of the way it is. It depends. Okay, well, I guess not always. Sometimes, the first one could be good, the second one could be amazing. So, but no, I do think it depends on how much like the one, if the other ones hold up as well. Also, I like Iron Man 2 over Iron Man 1. I don't, also Captain America Winter Soldier is mostly better than the first Captain America. So yeah, there are a bunch of examples. I think both Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp are about the same. Really good movies. See, like, it really depends. Because I think that since Kings and Secret Service are my favorite movie of all time, it's hard for a next one to top it. So it's going to be, if it's terrible, it's going to really lower the morale or something. Really not going to it's going to make my enjoyment of the movie less. Okay, maybe I'm confusing myself a little bit here. It's just not going to, chances of me being disappointed are quite high. Like, see, the first ride along, I thought was pretty good. Well, I think the second one is so much better than the first. And that would explain why I think, like, Kung Fu Panda 3, How to Train Your Dragon 3, are just okay because the sequels blew the first ones out of the water completely and just made those. And that's kind of the same thing. So, yeah, it really depends on how much you like the first one or a franchise kind of determine your enjoyment of the next couple. I don't think it's as simple as what I'm saying, but I do think that there's quite a bit of this in quite a lot of what I'm talking about involved in your enjoyment of a sequel or anything. Well, that's all I've got. See you guys next time. Peace. Oh, I paused it instead of ending it. Bye.